This is a bone. It is more than 100,000 years old. The person it belonged to lived before humanity invented the wheel, before writing, before cities. And yet, scientists found something on it that, according to common belief, should not have existed back then. Traces of cancer. If cancer is considered a product of modern civilization industry, then how do we explain this? Did cancer really appear because of our way of life, or has it been with humanity from the very beginning? To answer that, we must look where people rarely look, into the darkness of thousands of years. Our body is made of trillions of cells. Every day, billions of them divide. They replace worn-out cells, repair damaged tissue, and keep us alive. This is normal. This is life itself. But sometimes something goes wrong. A mutation in DNA, spontaneous, or caused by an outside factor, forces one cell to divide again and again. It ignores every signal to stop. That cell becomes the ancestor of a tumor, a mass of tissue living by its own rules, recognizing no limits. Cancer is not some foreign force. It is born from within us. The most common argument sounds like this. Ancient humans simply did not live long enough to develop cancer. Average life expectancy, people say, was only 30 or 40 years. At first, that sounds logical. But there is a serious mistake here. The number 35 years is misleading because it includes the enormous number of children who died young. If a prehistoric person survived childhood and reached the age of 15, living to 50 or even 60 was absolutely possible. Anthropologists often find ancient remains of people who were well over 40. And cancer is not only a disease of old age. Leukemia, osteosarcoma, and brain tumors can affect young people and even children. The ancient world also had carcinogens, smoke from fires, natural radiation, and toxins in spoiled food. So yes, ancient humans could get cancer. But theory is one thing. Egyptian mummies became a unique archive of human disease. When scientists scanned them with CT machines, they saw something impossible to ignore. In a New Kingdom mummy, they found prostate cancer metastases in the bones. Cancer existed even then. Neanderthals, our closest extinct relatives, did not escape tumor diseases either. In 2013, scientists described a Neanderthal rib from Croatia. The analysis revealed fibrous dysplasia, a benign tumor-like condition still seen in humans today. The bone is about 120,000 years old. Tumors were with us long before modern humans appeared. The Neanderthal rib and the Egyptian mummies were not just isolated discoveries. They became part of a new scientific detective story called paleoncology. CT scans, electron microscopes, and DNA analysis now allow scientists to read ancient bones in ways no one could before. And what they found changed our understanding of cancer forever. Ancient people did not only suffer from cancer, they noticed it. In 1600 BC, an Egyptian doctor described breast tumors with chilling precision, hard like stone, cold to the touch, spreading through the body. And after each case, he wrote the same sentence: "There is no treatment." The oldest surviving medical description of malignant tumors. Cancer has always existed, but today, we hear about it more because we live longer, diagnose it better, and face modern risks like mass cigarette smoking. Some causes are new. Others, like sunlight, viruses, and bacteria, have been with us from the beginning. Cancer is not only a human disease. In 2020, scientists confirmed osteosarcoma in the leg bone of a Centrosaurus, a horned dinosaur that lived 76 million years ago. It was the same aggressive bone cancer seen in humans today. Cancer also appears in dogs, cats, whales, birds, reptiles, and fish. Even elephants are not fully protected, though they have extra copies of the TP53 gene that help suppress tumors. Cancer is ancient. It is part of multicellular life itself. Now we return to South Africa. In 1994, anthropologist Lee Berger and his colleagues described a human bone from a cave in the Sterkfontein region. The analysis showed signs of a malignant process, most likely osteosarcoma, in an early member of the Homo lineage. But one of the most striking cases among Homo sapiens comes from an ancient burial in Kenya, dated to around 3000 BC. Researchers found the skeleton of a young man with multiple destructive lesions in his bones, a classic sign of metastatic cancer. This discovery proved that cancer reached our ancestors thousands of years ago. In 2019, researchers from the University of Cambridge examined medieval burials in England. They expected cancer to be rare, but the bones told a different story. Among adult medieval remains, signs of cancer in the skeleton appeared in about 9 to 14% of cases. That was far higher than scientists had previously assumed. For a long time, people believed cancer was almost invisible in the Middle Ages. But the truth is more disturbing. Cancer was there. It was inside ordinary people in ordinary villages, long before modern factories, cigarettes, or fast food. We simply did not have the tools to see it. Around the 6th century BC, the Indian surgeon Sushruta described how to remove surface tumors with a blade. After the tumor was cut out, he advised burning the wound with hot iron to stop the bleeding and reduce the chance of the disease returning. He knew nothing about cells, nothing about DNA, but intuitively he came close to a principle still used in cancer surgery today. Remove the tumor completely with clean edges, or it may come back. 2,500 years ago. Later, in medieval Europe, medicine stood between science and mysticism. Doctors inherited the ideas of Hippocrates and Galen, but mixed them with religion, fear, and superstition. Cancer was blamed on an excess of black bile. It was treated with diets, herbs, plasters, prayers, and sometimes brutal surgery without real anesthesia. Some tumors were removed, but often the price was terrible pain, infection, and death. And still, medieval doctors left descriptions that we can recognize today. Cancer did not disappear. It simply waited for medicine to catch up. And that moment came only when humans learned to look deeper. Not at symptoms, not at legends, but inside the tissue, the cell, and the DNA itself. The most astonishing example of cancer in the animal world may be the Tasmanian devil. Since the 1990s, this species has been rapidly declining because of a facial disease that spreads from animal to animal through bites. It is one of only 2 known contagious cancers in nature. The tumor cells behave like an independent parasitic organism, moving from host to host. The phenomenon is so extraordinary that scientists initially struggled to believe it. It reminds us that cancer can do far more than we expect. It evolves just as we do, and the story does not end there. Even sharks, long said to be immune to cancer, can develop tumors. That belief was a myth, later exploited to sell shark cartilage as a false cure. Cancer has been found in every class of vertebrates from fish to mammals. The more complex the organism, and the longer it lives, the greater the risk. But no species is fully protected. Even coral polyps, among the most primitive colonial animals, can develop uncontrolled cell growth. Cancer is the price of complex multicellular life, a price paid by every branch of the tree of life. We began this journey with one question: did ancient humans suffer from cancer? And science gives us a clear answer. Yes, cancer was with our ancestors for thousands of years, in caves, in ancient cities, in the bodies of humans and animals. It is not an invention of the modern world. Today, we simply live longer, see more clearly, and finally understand its true scale. And that is why, for the first time, we have a real chance to fight it. If you want more stories about science, history, and the human body, subscribe to the channel.